we're going to go ahead and start. All right, quick review. Put the case on the chair. I want to make sure we know how to properly assemble the flute. Why again do we need to know how to properly assemble the flute? Well, not so you, but what's the reason? What's the purpose for this class?
To teach kids how not to play.
And you may have what? Little kids, right? So you teach them how to put those instruments together properly. You may be in a situation that may lack resources, so you can't really afford the option of having instruments and equipment damaged by improper assembly and knowing the parts. So one by one, I want you to take it apart, and then I want you to definitely, I'm gonna call out the piece I want you to pull out, and I wanna make sure you know the names of the pieces, the parts. Okay? And always make sure, the key is laying, yep, there you go. Okay. All right, take out first the head joint. Okay, point to the lip plate. Okay, point to the tone hole. Okay. Okay, now let's see if we remember how to set our harmonics. Cover. Cover. Good. Okay, now grab your middle joint. Okay, remember how we said hold the middle joint properly? Yep, be great on that. Yep, thumb, do not squeeze the keys, damage it. And the head joint, and gently put the head joint into the middle joint. Going sideways, going straight in, so you don't get any kinks on there. There we go. Very good. All right, so you want to hold it here. I'm not holding any keys. I want to just do this. But you have a firm grasp on the instrument. Do not come in at an angle. You want to turn that. Because it wouldn't turn that, you're going to end up chipping, cracking. You want to line it up. All right? Now, is the tone hole lined up with the keys? Where you have the tactile grooves on the key lined up? Okay, good. Now, grab your foot joint. Remember we said we'll grab this closed key so that way we have a firm grip, all right? But you're not depressing any keys. Worst thing, the worst thing that we would be dealing with is the oils from our hand. We should wipe it off afterwards, right? Okay, now put on the foot. Remember, the post should be in the center of deep line that post middle. Right, we made adjustments to the long hand, right, long fingers, so there might be some slight adjustments, but for now, make sure we're covered with that. And make sure we're gentle with it. All right, okay. See the guide position. Go to guide position on your left. Go to your guide. You see, go to the guide position. With your fingers. Make sure your fingers in the grooves. Next, I have some plugs to put in your flute. Good. I'll be practicing. Okay. Now gently raise into the naturally raise the instrument up. All right, back in guide position. Let me see the left hand thumb. Okay. Don't, and try not to, are you left handed?
Yes.
Okay. So try not to, you can injure yourself when we're young, you gotta take it for granted. Again, I told you I injured myself with a piano major, being hard-headed. You can't take for granted being young. You have to have a natural, let your body be natural and teach you properly so that you won't develop nodules or any calcification in the joints. The way your wrist is locked like that means you twisted your hand, and that means if you were to teach them to play like that, learn it properly and then end up having injury long term. All right? So yeah, there we go. Let it be natural. So we can do this finger. All right? Then bring your middle finger, slide ever so. You got fourth finger forward, okay? All right, and then remember, if you're in school teaching, you don't want to touch. You don't touch. Even try to avoid touching the instrument. Try to know the name of the parts. Use pictures, diagrams, anything like that. Make sure your fingers are in the grooves. Yeah. Good. Okay. Real good. All right, so make sure you put that left thumb on the B key. Let me see the finger arch. That's my arch. All right, the pianist got it. Okay. Look at that, those who showed up to class. All right. So, I mentioned this once, but try to have your fingers even in a natural position. Notice it's relaxed. It's not this. It's not this. It's just, just try to get your hand in a natural position and then make the adjustment slightly to fit the groove from guide position. Does it look familiar? All right. All right. Even if they're in 5th grade, 4th grade, you want to teach them properly. Okay? And then remember the right hand. What is the little finger for? Sometimes in some places, in some cultures, you don't want to use the word pinky, so you say right little finger, probably more appropriate. So your right little finger is, and that is used for what? As a? Don't make it complicated. You made it simple. You take points of contact, and what does that do? Help you to balance. Balance, right? Right? So this helps balance, and then when you put here, you have what? Points of contact, right? So think of physics, it's like a fulcrum. Alright. And then there's your left knuckle is providing a point of contact there. It should not be your sitting inside the pocket of your thumb, but definitely right here. So basically, make sure it's on the knuckle, right at that lower joint. Excuse me, no rather not say knuckle. Good. Good. All right. Okay. Embouchure looks good. Fingers look good. Play that. Okay, let's look at these embouchure. So say E2. We're gonna try that. Try that. Remember that? They had to do, this one to look at, but we have people with different abilities, different fleshy lips. You want to be careful teaching, talking about lips and stuff like that, because that can be problematic. Because fleshy lips or less fleshy lips, that can be more, we don't want to assign students to instruments because of having an instrument at a different time. The textbook said certain things that now are found offensive. So you want to, so we have to evolve and teach correctly. So that's one way you can teach. There's something I also said that if you have an issue with your embouchure, what do you pull back? Corners, yes. So you pull back to corners. What don't you do, my clarinetists? Which you would do on the clarinet? You don't want a flat chin, right? Flat chin. Now, what is something you can do by adjusting your embouchure? Not the lip. That was in there. Yes, remember in the diagram it had your jaw. You can make slight adjustments with your jaw. I had a student one time that had cut palate and had to kind of work with their setup. Okay, good. Remember the exercise we did with the direction of the air, right?
Yes.
Huh? Let's see, go to that first notes. Your book. Okay, good. To be able to direct our stream of air, we did a couple of things so that we can direct our stream of air, right? That's right, so we can direct that stream of air. So try that. Make sure your tone hold, lip plate, all that's proper. Trouble with someone, I didn't have any here with their stream of air, you can get a straw. I would recommend a small straw, like a juice box straw, if you have an extra, but maybe a straw. And then what you can do is have them place the straw. See where I drew the lips right there? And then put that straw where they're blowing and blow air through it, where it's trying to hit the edge, because you're aiming for the edge. that sound you're getting, so you get sometimes you have to get an edge, you're trying to get it right across the edge of the back side of that tone hole. So for the most part, when you're producing a sound, but I want you to understand. So the importance of this, you need to know how to teach this. We have to know how to teach this, and we have to know how to teach this from the little ones, the tiny ones, who are gonna be bouncing around, can't move, they're gonna be excited, to some teenagers, just think they know everything, right? So you have to, code switch in classroom. So you may have to okay, someone's not getting it, let me try a straw and get them to blow across that, to get that, to be able to get the tone out. There you go, I have the book out. Let's hear number one. We're gonna play that together. Number one, first note, and that's that F. This tempo. 1, 2, ready, and 2, 3. 2, 3. Support the air. Now, on Canvas, I posted materials that have, I wish I had this when I first started, but we didn't have, we had dial-up internet. There's like diagnoses I recommend that you download while you have access to Canvas, those PDFs, but keep them, refer to them when you teach it. And it has, okay, why does student sound flat? At some point you learn automatically, okay, do I need to check the head joint? Is the head joint pushed too far in, pushed too far out? Is the angle different? You may find sometimes the little ones, because they're smaller, they'll have the flute angle this way, and then they're shooting across the tone hole, making it sharper. Sometimes they may be too high up. If you're hearing like an airy tone, has a diagnosis. Okay, what's the diagnosis? And then the problem. What do we do? How do we find a solution to fix this sound? And it has all of that written in color. And there's also videos. If you have a cloud storage, you can download a lot of videos with tutorials that you can refer to later, so we can fix these issues. But the biggest issue, and especially with clarinets, with flutes, is oftentimes our students will not take care of the machines. They'll think because it's metal, and they'll leave it in the car, think like humidity, moisture, heat, but metal expands and contracts as well. And sometimes the cork, when you said there's a cork in here, can dry out. And yeah, some will call it a cleaning rod. I don't call it a tuning rod. Remember how we took the head joint to make sure, that's a line. A lot of times young flute players, collegiate level, we had that issue here with the entire piccolo section, where they'll just turn this over and over again and then wind up, make it long and sound extremely flat. And then you have to go in and check it and adjust it. Or the port may be worn out or beginning to rot because they just leave it in the car, hot car, and then leave it in there in the winter, pick it up cracks, and then all of a sudden just pull it out one plug. So that's one of the things that you can check on the flute. So, and bear in mind that flutes tend to be flat sometimes because of the nature of the quality of air that you have to be consistent with. Okay, let's look at E flat. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, stop. Remember we said there's only one instrument where you have too much air. We have to release air before you let it out, and that's the oboe. When flute instrument, however, you need a powerful stream of air, but a tiny stream of air and air pressure. But you can't let it all out because you will pass out. So you want to think of a water hose or a pressurized water hose where it's like you tighten the nozzle. You didn't turn up the water pressure, right? You just streamline, you focused the air. The more you focus the air on a tiny area, but it's the same amount of water going, right? So it's the same amount of air, because air is also fluid, right? So air is a fluid, it's like water, so you want to control that air. You want to make sure younger kids, the babies, if you have the graders, sixth graders, middle schools, just have to pray for you, because that's Jesus. They're gonna, and you see they'll turn red, start getting dizzy because they're, as we notice, our fellow students aren't here. We have a violin, percussionist, and then a brass player. The brass player had the hardest time. He's a low brass player. He's usually he's like, nope, you gotta use different type of air. So that's where, like, if you ever look at a water hose nozzle, where it's like, let's say, the type of air you use for a water hose would be if you're watering the grass. You need more of a wider, it's not fair to say that about grass, but you need more of a wider exit of the air. And he kept doing that, and he was getting it. And no, that's not what you want. Okay? So let's try it again. 1, 2, a hair lower. 2, ready, and 2, ready, again. 'Which note is it? So we're going to go F, E flat, F, E flat. They gave us D, but we're going to play these. 1, 2, number 3, and